yeah, welcome back to Cody's Movie Cave. So tonight we'll discuss Halloween Ends. It's a new movie that came out this weekend as the final installment of Michael Myers himself's horror franchise. So, yeah, Halloween Ends is the third installment in a legacy sequel trilogy, starting with 2018's Halloween, which gave us the resurgence rather, of Laurie Strode and her antagonist, unkillable foe, Michael Myers. So yeah, Laurie Strode in these sort of three movies have been a tough, I'm talking about reinvented, almost to the point of an action hero, heroine. And she does a really good job at that, playing that grizzled, sort of old lady, tough vibe. And she gets to do that for the most part in this movie, but I don't know. It's just something different about this movie that I just couldn't put my finger on. It's not to say that I didn't like it or didn't think it lived up to the legacy of Halloween, but, you know, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Spoiler alert if you hadn't seen it. Halloween Ends does not have a whole lot of Michael Myers and Laurie Strode in it, okay? It's more or less about Laurie's granddaughter, Allison, and this new character called Corey. And you'll find out about Corey. Spoiler alert, if you hadn't seen it yet, cut her off right now, because I don't want to ruin it for you, but spoiler alert, Corey winds up becoming more or less the protege or understudy, if you will, to Michael Myers himself. This young character, Corey, is very twisted and deals with a trauma early on in the movie at the beginning that kind of sets him on a dark path of becoming the Shape, basically. So yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of Mike in it. He was in there, you know, maybe a good 4 or 5 scenes, and especially toward the end. We did get a conclusion, pretty definite. If he walks away from what happens in this one, then let's just say I don't know how that's possible. Anyway, so yes, a pretty decent ending to the franchise, caps it off. You know, there's this movie franchise could continue on in a different way, rather, or they could just go ahead and reboot it all together. My vote, let's leave it where it lay and let it die, okay? Halloween Ends, with that note, I would say it's probably, I don't know, it's not the best of the series, but it's certainly not the worst. Especially in the Legacy trilogy, you know, the new trilogy. I, for one, did not care for Halloween Kills, the one that came out last year. That one just felt like a jumbled up bunch of mess, you know, in my opinion. This one, a little bit better than that one, but I'm going to tell you, none of them live up to the 2018 Halloween, the one that reintroduced us to Laurie Strode and Mike. But, you know, whatever. But yeah, there's some pretty good scares. I mean, for the most part, I don't know, it's just kind of draggy in spots. It takes too long to get going, this movie does. That being said, once it does get going, it moves pretty good and pretty fluent, you know, with the whole pace, but it just takes a while, you know. I think it's like 1 hour and 50 minutes, which for a horror movie is pretty lengthy, right? I mean, that's pretty long. I'm just saying. Especially when you take into fact there's not a whole lot of scares or kills going on. But I thought that they tried their best, and they did. They brought in a fresh take with the whole Corey story. You know, it was very fresh with that. I give them props for trying. You know, like I said, the last one felt stale, and honestly, with horror movies, for the most part, sequels, they tend to feel rather pushed onto us and very stale in that effect. But this one did find a fresh vibe and a kind of a new take, if you will, with the whole Halloween mythos. But that's just, you know, like my opinion, man. But Halloween Ends is currently in theaters, so you can check it out there if you want to. But here's the cool part. Here's how I checked it out. It's on Peacock, okay? That's a streaming app. I know there's hundreds of streaming apps, but yes, Peacock. You can watch it for free at home, which is what I just did. Just come down and did. Watched it on there for free and in my home, in my Hawaiian shirt and my lounge shorts, okay? Yeah. So, it's rated R. It's a Halloween movie. It's going to be rated R. It's gory. It's got a little bit of language and glory. It's very gory. So it's not for the kids, guys. That being said, you can watch it at home or in the theaters. That's your two options right now for the time being. So yeah, as we always say, this is my opinion. And opinions are like butts. Everybody's got one. Some of them stink.